After a successful trial of the Telestale's new armaments, Ernesti discovered a flaw in his design. The unit's mana drained rapidly. Unless he could fix this, the design would not be suited for actual combat.
It's like we thought. New output killed it. Fuel efficiency's non-existent.
Figures. Unfortunately, we can't make any changes to the ether reactor. That would fix everything.
Couldn't we just increase the amount of storage capacity?
Sure, but we'd have to install extra crystal tissue to compensate for it. But more tissue means more mana usage. We'd be back where we started.
How can we break the cycle?
No problem. This sort of thing is Ernie's specialty.
It is?
Yeah, silly. You're the one who kept saying the new knights don't have to look human, so you don't have to stick to human muscles. Right?
Yeah, I didn't think of that. If our goal is mana capacity, then the knight's form doesn't really matter. Of course, it's kinda embarrassing you came up with it.
Hey, what's that mean? Magic navigation, 라고 크리에이션, 세상이 닿지 마치 유래돼. Tiny revolution, little revolution, 이제만만이 기간이 답답해.ずっとポケットの中にそっと隠し持ってた夢が今目の前広がるよ。僕は生まれ変わった世界のルール変わるのさ。マジックナビゲーション、ラボクリエーション、信じる心持って第二レボリューション、ヒーローレボリューション、疑わないいつでもさまよいや不安は脱ぎ去ってこの希望も無に最下にやるバスで Hello my heart それやマジック Hello you are まるで振り子のように揺れ続けてるんだが時も止まることなくまだ今書き換えるよ未来へ行こう
Gently. Almost. Good. Stop there.
Whoa. What are you adding to our gears? They look pretty intense.
It would be easier to show than tell.
Kid? Addie? Ready when you are.
All set.
Let the test begin. First, we'll try the wire anchor.
I'd call that a successful field test.
Agreed. Let's move on. This is a new ranged weapon made with the strand-type crystal tissue. We're calling it the Scorpius. It would be faster for you to use it than for me to explain how it works, so just give it a whirl.
Okay. Like this. Here goes.
Ah!
Yes!
Crazy.
Are you sure it's okay to fire this thing in town?
Yeah! Now fire multiple shots.
Multiple?
It's an automatic fire siege weapon.
It works better than I thought.
Ernie, what's the point of having something like this?
Huh? Seriously, why make grapplers and siege weapons unless you're going to use them?
Honestly, I hadn't thought of that. I just wanted to challenge myself and see if I could pull it off.
For a genius, you're kind of an idiot.
Meanwhile, the plan to increase the amount of crystal tissue had run into some problems.
It looks so dumb. It's all bulky now.
It's almost too heavy to move. Back to the drawing board.
Maybe some kind of external pack would work.
It's totally different than before. There's no balance.
This selfish machine's gonna give me gray hairs.
The Arbine Mountains range so far, they effectively split the continent of Zetterland in two. To the west of the mountains lies the Western Kingdoms, the so-called Occident. And of course, our fair kingdom of Fremavia encompasses the eastern half. We are connected to the Great Bocuse Forest, where the demon beasts originate.
It's frustrating. I'll have to consider the Telestale complete for now. But I already know what my next step will be.
I wanted to speak to you about this new unit, Ernesty. When you started this project, I expected little more than an improvement to the basic Salodrea model. But this... You've made something completely different, haven't you?
Yep. There's never been a Silhouette Knight like it.
I see. Should I inform His Majesty that you're ready to present the unit?
No, not yet. He asked for the best I had to offer. We still have a long way to go before it's ready.
If he wasn't so impressive, this kid would be downright terrifying.
The Telestale is a foundation, one that I intend to build a marvelous castle on top of. That's what it's going to take if I truly want to shock the king.
Very well. But keep the shock to a minimum. My heart can't take it. Now then, it may not be finished, but I should turn in some form of report.
The king doesn't need to be bothered with it. Submit a report to the lab instead.
You mean the Silhouette Knight lab, right? Filling them in now would help streamline the overall process. Great idea, boss!
Lori was concerned about the effect the new unit would have on the laboratory. Developing Silhouette Knights had always been a major government project. How would they respond when they learned a single Night Runner student had done it? Their reaction may not be favorable. Only time would tell.
What do we do now?
About what?
Our promise with Dad, stupid! Isn't now the right time?
Oh, right. We said we'd tell him whenever Ernie made progress. We might as well. If we don't, he'll find out from the laboratory. It's better if we get to tell him ourselves.
Good point! We can't have any of them taking credit for Ernie's hard work.
Make sure this gets to Marquis Dixguard.
Of course, sir.
I understand. I'll have all the students involved with the project gathered at once.
We getting a reward or something? Somehow I doubt they're that generous.
As you may have guessed, you've been summoned here because of your involvement with the new Silhouette Knight. We too are knights, the Order of the Scarlet Rabbit, sent by Marquis Dixguard. I am the commander, Sir Morton Fredholm.
This feels off.
Do not be alarmed. The Marquis has taken an interest in your project and wishes to see it for himself. We'd like you to send all these new units to Fort Casaduceus, along with sufficient personnel to operate them. The Marquis' time is extremely valuable. With that in mind, we'll be leaving immediately.
Excuse me, sir. This is obviously terrible weather to be operating Silhouette Knights in. Can't we wait it out?
Afraid not.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Shut up! Do you want to jinx them? Think before you talk, stupid!
Okay, I got it!
Unfortunately, Kid's feeling turned out to be right.
Shaker worms!
Why'd it have to be worms?
I've never seen a shaker that big.
Sounds like the perfect test, don't you agree?
Stop being so damn calm, it's freaking me out!
These demon beasts like to lurk underground. They can be very difficult to deal with, but if you keep calm and listen close, you can predict where they'll go. Glad you could join us! Edgar! I'll let
Helvi! Dietrich! Switch to quad-link mode!
Roger.
Burn it up!
They're actually pushing it back. Now, charge!
Good. I'm glad they survived. If the new unit's so weak that a Shaker worm can take it down, then we've wasted our time here. It works. And if it's as powerful as it seems, we can't let those Scarlet Bunnies keep it.
I agree, but still. It's said that even a single ant couldn't find a way into Fort Casaduceus. Once they're safely within the walls, even our Order of the Bronze Fang won't be able to get to them.
Idiot. Leave it to a man to think force is the only viable solution. If you use your brain for once, you'd see. We already have the answer.
I could really use a dose of Ernie in my life. I haven't seen or hugged him for a week straight. Do you know if our father passed on the message, kid?
Huh?
You know! Why is that Marquis coming to see the new unit instead of His Majesty?
How am I supposed to know? Jeez.
This whole thing was your idea, Arkid!
I'm not the one who wrote "It's the single greatest thing ever," am I?
Shut up! I had writer's block!
They're back! Huh? They're coming this way!
Finally!
All right, don't get too excited. If every tool in that shop isn't pristine, there's gonna be hell to pay.
Boss! Welcome back!
Where's Ernie?
Yeah. You want to take this one?
Did something happen?
Where's Ernie?
He and the Telestale will be staying at the fort for the time being.
You saw the new design in action. What was your impression of it?
In terms of speed, output, and firepower, I'd say it's vastly superior to the Caldatoas. I have no choice but to give it high marks.
It's the single greatest thing ever, huh?
Sir?
Never mind. It seems these new units will be a great benefit to us. We will treat them the same way as their predecessors.
Sir.
The Silhouette Knights represent our kingdom's greatest accomplishment. It took nearly 300 years for the original Saladrea to be replaced, and the current Caldatoas have been in service for generations. Compared to that, this arrogant child's hobby makes creating a Silhouette Knight look like child's play.
His Majesty would be excited over the boy's success.
That's a problem. That boy, he's up to something, and I will find out what it is no matter what.
Father, we need to talk.
Stefania, why are you here?
Would you mind clearing the room for a moment? There's an urgent matter I need to discuss with you.
An urgent matter? Wait, how'd you get here from Lahiala?
I need to talk to you alone!
Very well. All right. What's this about? You owe me an explanation.
Not until I get a straight answer. Father, what'd you tell the Marquis?
Ernesty Chevalier, you've been busy as of late.
It's a pleasure to see you again, sir. What can I do for you?
You can go over the new unit. And you won't leave anything out.
Okay. So, as you can see, by replacing the old crystal tissue with the refined strand-type crystal tissue, and refitting the Telestale with it, we achieved nearly 2 times the output of existing units. Please refer to the paper I gave you for the next part. As I said before, the biggest flaw in the Telestale's design is its running time. Apart from that, I can refine it a bit more, especially in terms of production cost. We can expect improvement in regard to those 2 points in the future. Now, the most important part of all. The ether reactor must still use existing technology. That's the biggest roadblock. It makes it hard to improve anything further. I hope you can understand my dilemma here. Anyway, that's all there is to tell about the new unit and its future development plans. I hope it met your expectations.
Yes.
Do you have any further questions, sir?
Of course. Plenty.
Go ahead.
As you know, I've been given full authority here. That means over you and the unit's development. In other words, the project is no longer yours. Any evaluations and decisions are mine to make from here on out. The explanation you just gave me will be the one I give to His Majesty verbatim. Do you have any problem with that?
Not at all.
Excuse me?
That means I won't have to give His Majesty the same explanation myself, right? I'll leave it in your capable hands. Of course, if you have new questions, I'll happily answer them.
You're saying you're okay with that?
Okay with what? I'm confused, sir.
Honor, wealth, status, your future, all of it.
I don't understand.
What are you playing at? Just what do you intend to do after this?
Well, I'm still only a first-year student at the Night Runner Middle School, sir. I suppose I'll focus on graduating.
Stop lying to me, you irreverent brat! This is a serious matter. Don't you understand what you've done?
I, developed a new silhouette knife.
Don't make it sound so simple! Feels silly to explain this, but I'll do it anyway. Listen, ever since the founding of our kingdom, no, since the dawn of written history itself, no silhouette knight has ever been designed by one person. Such a feat was deemed to be impossible. Look, the development of a silhouette knight is a major endeavor. For over half a millennium, they were only achieved through time and the hard work of countless personnel. But you go and make it look easy. Then you had the unmitigated gall to request access to the ether reactor, our kingdom's most vital secret. Why are you even pretending to be a normal child?
Well, if it helps, the Telestale isn't the final unit I was going to show the king.
It wasn't? You're telling me you're not finished yet?
Of course not! I was challenged. The king wanted to see the best machine I can make, and I'm gonna give it to him.
The single greatest thing ever?
Yeah!
What do you think of that, Newt? The crystal tissue could only support a maximum of 10 weights before, but now we've taken it up to 11. Well, the future is bright indeed.
Don't tell me you intend to continue this folly.
Of course I do. How will we ever improve unless we fail first?
I don't get it. Why? Why do all this? What is the point?
Because it's my hobby, sir.
I see. Very well, young man. I'm satisfied.
In other words, you thought it'd be best for Ernie to meet the Marquis himself.
More or less, yes.
That's great. We don't need to worry after all.
Why's that?
'Cause it's Ernie we're talking about.
Oh. Truthfully, I'd be more worried about the poor Marquis.
No, if I were you three, I'd be worried about myself right now. I know for a fact that school wasn't canceled. You'll make up for it. Let's hear what you have to say for yourselves.
I just realized something! If I'm to entrust everything to you, it might be best to tell you all of my future plans for the unit. Have a look at this.
You mean there's more?
What are you talking about? This book represents my life's work! I believe everything it contains makes me worthy of learning the secret behind Fremavia's ether reactor. Now, relax. This might take us a while.
Maybe if I tried loosening...
He's so late! Doesn't he care about what this does to me? I can't go on like this. I need him here now. You don't think he likes Casaduzas more than Lahiola, do you?
I'd stay there too, especially if there were no whiny brats to put up with.
Oh, yeah? I can be mean too, Mophead!
Mophead?
He is late. If Ernesty was only supposed to explain the Telestale to the Marquis, he should have been back sooner.
You see? I was right! I'm gonna go talk to him! And if he won't come back with me, I'll drag him out of there by force!
You realize how long it'll take to get there on foot? Not to mention the demon
That's what a
beast.
silhouette gear is for! It can run faster than a horse, and it's got weapons to boot!
I'm going with you, sis!
You can't do that.
Huh?
Think about this. Ernesty is there at the official invitation of Marquis Dixguard. You'd need a pretty good reason to pull him out of there. Got one?
Pot, meat kettle. You've been whining about losing the Telestale ever since they took it out of the shop.
We know the Earl Cumber's special to you, but I've seen the way you look at the new ones.
Even if I liked them, it doesn't matter. The school's duty and my individual feelings are separate.
We have more than the Earl Cumber. The other one's still got a few overhauls, too.
Other one? You mean Gware?
It's already equipped with sub-arms and the new strand-type crystal tissue. It's practically a new unit. Once the overhaul's done, it won't be staying here. All new units go to the Marquis, after all. We'll have to send it to Fort Casaduceus.
Is that a fact? Interesting.
It'll need an escort. And since those Scarlet Rabbit chumps aren't here to do the job, we'll just do it ourselves.
You won't get objections from me.
I was itching for another field trip anyway.
Thanks, boss! You're the best!
Oh, sure.
Several days later near the fort, a tragedy befell the small village of Dari.
Distress signal from Dottie Village! Multiple dual-class demon beasts on sight!
They're way too predictable. Proof that peace breeds weakness. The fools don't suspect a thing.
Get ready to move out!
It's been a while since we've had a war. Let's make it a good one, shall we?
A demon beast attack of this scale was common in Fremavia. Ernesty and the others were oblivious to real danger outside their walls. But soon, he would be part of an event that would shake the world to its core.
Next time, hide and seek! An evil shadow is calling me!